First one here is the Cobra Reader, which is manufactured by Lockmasters. The second one is called an Easy Reader. The third one is called an AccuReader by Locktech. And the fourth one is a Lishi 2-in-1. Notice how narrow this bottom component is. The 2 is a little bit wider and therefore requires a deeper cut to get this to come down to the same level as this one. The 3-way wafer, again, there would be a spring that would be putting pressure against his shoulder, pushing this up. Notice there's no sidebar notch on this wafer. But if you watch here in the window, when I pull the key out, you'll see all 6 wafers slide down into the chain. And then the reader tool is pushed in. And so what you're measuring is how far the top of the wafer is from this edge of your reader tool. So it's important to make sure part of the wafer that we're trying to measure, it traps it against the shell. So there's a known distance there. This particular set is Baxter Tryout keys. The 2 largest manufacturers of Tryout keys are Arrow and Baxter, and we'll be looking at both in this course. Here we have the 2-cut, the 4-cut, and the 6-cut. We've taken the 6-cut down. This is our second attempt at impressioning, and you can see we have a strong mark in the number 4 cut because there were only 2 possibilities, and we can see that it works quite smoothly. Try your key on both sides to make sure both sides are accurate, and we've made here a key now for both the door lock and the ignition lock. On key number 59, the minimum cuts and the maximum cuts. So if we could not make the key any other way, the next step that I would go through, I would go to my Tryout keys and see if I could make the key like this, and we can cut the key to our minimum cuts and then impression the key. 1, 3, 1, 1. The other thing that we can do is to progression the key, which means to simply start with the shallowest cuts and not impression it, but progression. So I think that's a pretty good view right there. And that's what you're going to expect to see, you know, when you look in. Okay, the code is 1384X. And you can give me the cuts of the key, please. Okay, now we're going to see if it'll turn the ignition. Turns it fine. So our job is done. Total time here on the job about 15 minutes. Okay, here's the black ECU box. Here's the connector down here. Again, the suggestion was, and I've cut it apart to get this transponder out of it so we can see what a transponder is. You have to press enter. So program new keys. We're going to go to the new key adding. We're going to see these different screens. Starting with, we're going to choose Ford. And then we're going to make a vehicle selection, USA. Verify the system type from the model application guide. And we already looked in the model application guide first thing. And then we come down vehicle selection and we choose the HEC. Okay, so we're using the MVP Pro here. We're using the adapter to the cigarette lighter to get power. We're powered up. We're going to go with the standard software.